Ну что, друзья, продолжаем битвы морячка.
I'm ready to try again.
Да, всем привет, кстати. Будьте здоровы. Давай. О, хорошо. Давай. А, немножко бы выносливости, чуть-чуть побольше бы. Давай. Давай с первого раза. Давай, красавчик мой. Давай. Это...
Well, good for you, I reckon.
Ну ладно,
You're
пусть вот так.
stronger than you look. Here's your 10 shillings.
I'd like to buy you a drink.
О,
Good winner as well. That's good. Let's have a drink.
я думала, он, прервет бой, и я еще раз
You're a
попробую.
good type. Seems you've managed to settle down in life. You've got money, eh?
Not all that much.
Oh, well. At least you're not as poor as me.
Why do you say poor? You're not working?
I'm a harpooner. But you see, the whalers are rare. They don't pay much. So, as a result, I find myself arm wrestling to pay for my drink.
Хочу осмотреть его поближе. Что тут? Сильные руки, я думаю, какие-то пилы. А, это пила пятна.
A harpooner. Interesting. You've had a lot of adventures, I bet.
Of course. It's been a dozen years since I've sailed. I've seen everything. Old Wallace, damn Black Peter, Great Roger. We sailed to the Cape of Good Hope.
Black Peter, you say? I've heard rumors about that one.
He was the worst of them all. He was a liar and violent too. Swinging those fists of his around. He was a tyrant and not much of a captain. At least, not as good as Great Roger.
I see. Yes. I was told terrible tales about Black Peter.
But you ain't heard the worst.
Tell me, and let's have another drink.
It was in 1883 that it happened. The August of that year. Peter Carey was captain of the Sea Unicorn, and I was a spare harpooner. We were coming out of the ice pack on our way home. One evening, we saw a little craft that had been blown north. There was only one man on her, and he wasn't a sailor. The crew must have thought that she had foundered, and they made for the Norwegian coast in the dinghy. I guess they all drowned. We took the man on board.
And who was he?
I don't know. During the crossing, he and the skipper enjoyed some long talks. His baggage was just a tin box.
That's strange enough.
Aye. Even stranger was that on the second night, he disappeared. Nobody knew what happened to him. And of course, nobody could ask Black Peter about it.
You know what happened, don't you?
I do. I saw the skipper tie his heels and push him over the rail in the middle of my watch on that dark night. 2 days before we sighted the Shetland lights.
Black Peter's a murderer.
Aye. Those that know him wouldn't be surprised to hear it. But all this must stay between us. All right?
Of course.
Конечно, да.
Back in a second. I'm off to the Kazi.
I'll be here with my drink.
Here it is.
Пойду пописаю на улице. Так, мне теперь...
I cannot leave yet. I am
Ой.
not finished here. Have you got any tobacco? I've run out of mine.
Nah, I lost my pouch. I don't know where. Wait a minute. What's this?
Oh, is this your tobacco pouch?
Well, oh, it is.
Well, I have to go now. I know a captain who's planning an expedition to Cape Cod. Captain Ahab's his name. He commanded the Pequod. He might need good harpooners. I'll tell him about you.
Maybe. If you like, aye.
I'm done here. It's time to leave.
Вернемся домой. Так. Ну, если так. Угу. Ясно. Ага. Ой, даже не знаю. Вот вроде жалко его, но он ведь... Ладно. Что-то еще есть, что ли? Что-то? Нет. Кто там ходит? Ясно, давай. А что, нет? Не на Бейкер-стрит? Ой, я на Бейкер-стрит, господи. Поеду-ка я домой. Всё. Быстрее, давай открывай. Все равно вот у меня вот этот вот гражданин ассоциируется с Робертом Дауни-младшим. А Лестрейд больше мне седовласый мужчинка, лейтенант из сериала. Ну, Ватсон, в общем-то, похож на Моргана Фримена немножко.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do
Мартин
you have
Фриман.
any idea who the murderer is
Сорян.
yet?
М.
How is the investigation going, Mr. Holmes? Do you have any idea who the murderer...
Ну, в общем-то, ведь он убил человека, то есть он... Ну, давайте пусть будет самооборона. Ведь если махал кулаками пьяный, как дурак, то плюс нож валялся. Ну, блин, нож-то, конечно, он мог подкинуть. Ай. The next day.
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, a Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't ya?
Yes,
How?
the tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you. Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes.
We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug,
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventral. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Milligan, and...
Скромность просто...
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
Не
And
занимайте
thank you.
Холмса скромность.
1,000 times thank you.
Принимаю я версию, почему нет? Вы сейчас заключите это дело, сохраненные данные этого дела будут удалены. Нажмите «Да», чтобы подтвердить свой моральный выбор и перейти к следующей главе. Нажмите «Нет», если хотите сделать другую. Ну да, я, в общем-то, уже ведь обдумала этот вариант. О, я сочувствующая личность. Ну, потому что у нас сочувствующих таких очень много. Так, ну это уже следующая история убийства. Вот. В общем, мы раскрыли дело Черного Питера. Оказалось, жена, неверная жена невиновна. То есть это было дело не ревности. Это дело было жадности и злости. Да, и... Как показывают, в общем-то, из этого же дела очень плохо пить, если ты не умеешь держать себя в руках. Но это уже совсем другая история. Пока-пока.